Dear starseed from Gaia, someone has already fallen deeply for you. And no barrier this world has placed between you can stop what God has ordained for your heart. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and in this moment, I carry a direct transmission from the reunion guides, spoken with urgency and with love, because your soul called this message in before your mind knew it needed it. This is not coincidence. This is divine intervention arriving in the exact form your heart was ready to receive. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to recognize your divinely appointed counterpart and align with the sacred union that has already been written in the heavens for you. But here is the first revelation. The one who has fallen for you is not held back by what the world calls impossible. Age is a human construct. God's plan operates outside of every limit your mind has been taught to accept. What has been destined cannot be delayed by doubt, by distance, or by the number of years between two souls who were created to find one another. You did not find this video by chance. Your heart called this message in. Something in you already knows that a love this real, this chosen, this sacred, does not ask permission from the world to exist. This is not content. This is a transmission. And the reunion guides are speaking directly to the chosen one watching right now. Like this transmission to affirm to the universe, my heart is ready for divine love. Subscribe if you are walking the path of sacred union and aligning with what God has prepared for you. Comment 1111 if you feel your heart awakening to this divine truth. Share this with someone whose heart is waiting for the love that was always meant for them. This is not just a message. It is a moment of divine intervention. Your soul has been waiting for this guidance. Your heart knows why you are here. There is a love that does not begin when two people meet. It begins long before, in a place beyond memory, beyond body, beyond the boundaries of a single lifetime. And somewhere inside you, you already know this. You have always known this, that quiet ache you carry. The one that sits just beneath your ribs when the room is too silent, when the world's clamor fades and only your own heartbeat resonates. That is not emptiness. That is not a void needing to be filled by another. No. That profound, almost primordial yearning is remembrance. It is your soul's ancient song, echoing across the cosmic expanse, a melody recognized from a realm before form. Your soul is not searching for something new, a novel experience to merely entertain. It is reaching toward something ancient, a deep truth encoded within your very being, a sacred covenant written into the Akashic records of your existence. Long before you were given this earthly name, this familiar face, this particular life experience, it is the echo of a divine blueprint, a cosmic promise whispered into the nascent fabric of your being, a silent vow that transcends the ephemeral boundaries of time and space, pulling you inexorably toward a destined connection. But here is what no one truly tells you about that kind of love, this love that precedes all earthly encounters, this love etched into your very starlight. It is, paradoxically, the most difficult love to receive, not because it is rare, like a forgotten constellation or an elusive jewel, not because it is impossible, a mythical construct forever out of reach. Rather, it is difficult because most souls, when they finally arrive at the shimmering, often intimidating, door of divine union, are carrying wounds so deep, so quietly embedded within their energetic blueprint, so woven into the very tapestry of their understanding of love, that they cannot recognize the very thing they have been waiting for their entire existence. They stand, often trembling unconsciously, at the threshold of the most sacred connection of their lives, a moment pregnant with cosmic significance, and they turn away. Not out of indifference, for their longing is palpable, but out of a profound and often unconscious fear. Fear that it is simply too good to be true, a blessing too grand for their perceived shortcomings. Fear that if they dare to grasp it, it will inevitably shatter, slipping through their fingers like sand. And deepest of all, a pervasive, insidious fear that somewhere, in some hidden, shadowed chamber of their heart, they are not worthy, not enough, not deserving of a love this vast, this profound, this unconditionally encompassing. It is like being offered a boundless ocean and only knowing how to drink from a thimble. This, then, is the primordial wound that lives beneath all other wounds, the root system feeding 1,000 smaller insecurities. It is the deeply ingrained, often inherited belief that love, real love, the kind that penetrates to the very core of your being, soul-deep love, love that does not flinch or fade or forget, that endures beyond circumstance, is something that must be strenuously earned, something that arrives only for those who have suffered enough, sacrificed enough, become enough, proven their worth through endless trials. And so, an exhausting, relentless cycle begins. You work tirelessly. You strive to shape yourself into an acceptable vessel, a worthy recipient. You learn to soften your edges, making yourself more palatable, more agreeable, more lovable, or perhaps you sharpen them, erecting formidable barriers to protect against the very vulnerability that love demands, depending on what has hurt you most in your journey. You learn to give love in the way that feels safest, most controlled, at a careful distance, with the door of your heart left slightly ajar, just enough so you can swiftly retreat and leave before the unbearable pain of being left yourself can resurface. You become a master strategist of the heart, orchestrating connections to minimize perceived risk. And still, the quiet, persistent ache remains. It persists like a deep spiritual hunger, a longing for something you cannot quite name, precisely because that intricate strategy, however understandable, however human, however rooted in a genuine desire for protection, is not alignment. It is armor. And armor, no matter how beautifully crafted, how intricately designed, how polished it may appear, cannot receive what an open, vulnerable, fully surrendered heart can. It blocks the very light it yearns for, creating an impenetrable shell around the tender essence within. It's like trying to drink pure spring water through a thick, unyielding shield. The nourishment cannot reach. For souls truly on the path of divine union, the greatest obstacle is rarely external circumstance. It is not some cosmic game of bad timing, a cruel twist of wrong geography, or an unkind universe capriciously withholding what you deserve. No, the obstacle is profoundly internal. It is the suppressed knowing of your own divine feminine or masculine essence, that sacred primordial polarity within you, waiting to be fully honored and integrated, which magnetizes sacred partnership, lying dormant, obscured beneath countless layers of old disappointment, unhealed grief, and past disillusionment. It is the karmic pattern playing quietly in the background, an ancient song from your ancestral line or past lives, drawing you toward familiar pain, familiar dynamics, because familiarity, even painful, dysfunctional familiarity, registers as a perverse form of safety to a nervous system conditioned by trauma. It is the precise moment when true, resonant love begins to feel undeniably real, palpable, and your nervous system, a sophisticated alarm system conditioned by a lifetime of old wounds and perceived threats, sounds the alarm, triggering fight, flight, freeze, or fawn responses that push away the very thing your soul craves. The ancient, enlightened Arcturian transmissions speak of this phenomenon as the frequency fracture, the subtle yet profound energetic break between what the soul, in its pristine, unblemished wisdom, knows it is inherently worthy of, and what the human heart, burdened by its earthly experiences and conditioning, believes it can safely receive or allow itself to experience. Until that frequency fracture is consciously identified and diligently healed, you can call for love with all the fervent words of your prayers, with the deepest longings that stir your waking hours and infiltrate your dreams, but your energetic signal, the true broadcast of your being, will carry a fundamental contradiction. It will be a mixed signal, like a radio station with heavy static, the soul reaching forward with pure intention, yet the wounded human heart pulling back, subconsciously sabotaging the very connection it seeks, creating a push-pull dynamic that leaves both you and your potential counterpart in an energetic limbo. What you just felt, that quiet ache mixed with a deep, resonant recognition, a knowing in your bones, is not sadness in its purely sorrowful sense. It is your frequency remembering, activating, and vibrating with the profound truth of what it came here to receive. It is your essence stirring, acknowledging the truth in these words. If this transmission stirred something within you that you cannot quite name, a profound resonance that hints at a deeper truth, then the divine love frequency code was specifically written for this exact moment in your journey. It contains 5 sacred Arcturian transmissions designed to methodically dissolve the deeply ingrained wounds and energetic blockages that are unconsciously pushing away your divine counterpart, and to powerfully activate the clear, undeniable signal that draws them closer, inviting them into your energetic field and physical reality. The link to access this powerful resource is in the first pinned comment. But please note, it will only remain there for a short, sacred window of time. The first key, the worthiness unlock. You must believe you deserve it before it can arrive. Before your divine counterpart, that sacred reflection of your own divinity, can truly find you, before they can recognize the light within you, you must unlock the chamber of self-worth that has been meticulously sealed, perhaps for lifetimes, by years of conditional love, perceived failures, and the harsh judgments of self and others. This is not about the superficial act of repeating rote affirmations in the mirror, hoping to conjure a fleeting feeling of self-acceptance. This is a profound alchemical process of excavating the original moment. The first time your innocent heart decided, often subconsciously, that love came with stringent conditions, that it was a reward for performance rather than an inherent state of being, and then gently, yet deliberately, dissolving that limiting decision, releasing its energetic grip. Worthiness, you see, is not something you laboriously develop, like a skill or a talent. It is something you remember, a core truth you reclaim. You were not born believing you had to earn love. That pristine belief in your inherent deservingness was pristine and intact at birth. That belief in conditional love was layered onto you by well-meaning but often wounded people who were themselves carrying it, passing it forward like an unwelcome inheritance, a karmic burden no one asked for. And that inherited belief has, without you even realizing it, shaped the energetic dynamics of every relationship since. It manifests in the way you habitually give more than you receive, always seeking to balance an invisible ledger. The way you subtly shrink yourself, dimming your light to avoid being too much or overwhelming. The way you sometimes feel a perverse sense of relief when a connection doesn't deepen beyond a certain superficial point, because true depth means radical exposure, and radical exposure has, in your past, not always been safe, but has often led to hurt or abandonment. When this profound key turns, a seismic, fundamental shift occurs within your energetic architecture. You stop painstakingly auditing yourself, meticulously tallying your perceived flaws and merits, before allowing love to even knock at your door. You cease calculating whether you have performed enough, achieved enough, or been good enough to deserve tenderness, compassion, or affection today. Instead, you begin to simply exist in a state of quiet, unshakable knowing, an inner certainty that you are not merely a seeker of love, but that you are love itself, a divine emanation, seeking to know itself, to experience itself, and to expand through sacred union. And from that deeply rooted sovereign state of being, the entire energy you emit, your unique vibrational frequency, changes entirely. You stop broadcasting a desperate signal of need, which often repels. Instead, you begin broadcasting a radiant, confident signal of readiness, an open invitation from a heart fully prepared to receive. That, my dear soul, is the clear, unwavering signal your divine counterpart is waiting for, unconsciously seeking through the static of their own journey. The second key, the mirror recognition. They are reflecting what you have already healed. Your divine counterpart does not arrive in your life to complete you, to fill a perceived void, or to make you whole. They are not the missing piece of your fragmented soul, nor are they a divine handyman sent to fix you. Instead, they arrive to confirm you, to stand as a living, breathing testament to the wholeness you have been diligently cultivating, often without even consciously knowing it, through your arduous journey of self-discovery and inner healing. They are the magnificent reflection of the internal alchemy you have undertaken. And this is precisely why so many souls almost miss their divine union, tragically overlooking the very blessing they yearned for. They are still unconsciously looking for someone to rescue them from themselves, to solve their problems, to be their everything. Consequently, when a person arrives who simply loves them as they are, honoring their inherent completeness, holding space for their authenticity, it feels profoundly unfamiliar. It feels almost suspect, too easy, too perfect, triggering the mind's ingrained skepticism. The mirror principle runs deep, not just as a casual observation, but as a fundamental, inviolable law in sacred union consciousness. The quality and depth of the love you are calling into your external reality can only ever match the quality and depth of the love you have already made peace with inside yourself. If you have not extended genuine forgiveness to the past version of you that made mistakes, that chose the wrong people, that stumbled and fell, the love that arrives from another will feel unsteady, undeserved, perhaps even threatening. If you have not tenderly held your own grief with profound compassion, allowing its waves to wash over you without judgment, the pure, unfiltered tenderness offered by another will feel overwhelming, suffocating, too much to bear. This is not because there is something inherently wrong with you or with them. It is simply because your internal landscape and your external experience are always, without exception, in a profound, continuous dialogue, mirroring each other with perfect accuracy. When this transformative key turns, your perception of reality fundamentally shifts. You begin to see every relationship, whether it's a phantom limb of the past, a vibrant presence in the present, or the nascent potential of one forming on the horizon, not as something merely happening to you, a series of random events or external circumstances, but as something exquisitely reflecting you. This new perspective is not an invitation to blame yourself for every past hurt. It is instead an unparalleled source of profound power. Because if the external world so perfectly mirrors the internal, then the conscious, dedicated work of healing, nurturing, and aligning your internal world possesses the undeniable capacity to utterly transform what becomes possible externally. This, my friend, is not mere metaphor, a pretty spiritual platitude. This is the precise, intricate mechanics of divine love in action, a cosmic law as dependable as gravity. The third key, the karmic release. Old contracts must be consciously dissolved. You are at this very moment carrying energetic agreements, unseen contracts that are no longer yours to carry, legacies from past choices or ancestral lines that weigh heavily on your soul. These manifest as relationships that outwardly ended years ago, yet still have not been truly, energetically released from your field, clinging like invisible tendrils. You carry lingering versions of yourself that loved deeply, completely, and were not loved back in the same measure or with the same purity. And those past selves decided, quietly, often unconsciously, that this imbalance must mean something permanent about your inherent worth or your destined fate. You hold promises made in moments of profound pain, vows spoken in despair or fear that have since calcified into unconscious beliefs, dictating your present reality. Karmic bonds, it is crucial to understand, are not punitive curses. They are, at their essence, profound classrooms, sacred teaching grounds for the soul. Every relationship that wounded you, every heartbreak that left you raw and vulnerable, was meticulously designed by your higher self to teach your soul something absolutely essential about its own boundaries, its own boundless depth, its own innate capacity for resilience and self-love. But the teaching is not meant to continue indefinitely, an endless cycle of repetition. At some point, the lesson is comprehensively completed, the wisdom integrated, and what remains is no longer profound wisdom. It is simply heavy, unnecessary weight, a burden preventing your forward motion. When this vital key turns, you will viscerally feel the unmistakable difference between a bond that still holds sacred purpose, still offers growth, and one that has simply become a comfortable, albeit painful habit, an old groove in the record of your life. You begin the conscious, deliberate work of energetic releasing, not with bitterness, not with resentment, but with profound gratitude for what was learned, for the strength forged in the fire, and with crystal clarity about what must now be lovingly, definitively left behind. You stop reopening chapters of your life that have already served their highest purpose, no longer clinging to faded narratives. And in that sacred, deliberate release, a vast, luminous space opens within you. Not the hollow, aching kind of space that loneliness rushes in to fill, but a luminous, fertile, expansive kind of space that divine, unconditional love eagerly fills, a void transformed into a sanctuary, ready to welcome its true resonance. The fourth key, the divine timing surrender. Your heart already knows the schedule. There is a subtle, yet pervasive part of you that has been treating the arrival of divine love like an urgent deadline, a cosmic appointment you are already frantically past. It's a quiet, persistent, nagging sense that somehow you have fallen behind on an invisible spiritual timeline, that others have effortlessly arrived at their sacred unions, while you are still trapped in a perpetual state of preparation, still in the waiting room of your life, still in the endless process of becoming. And this feeling, however understandable, however deeply human, however relatable, is one of the most powerful, often unconscious signals you can send to keep love just perpetually out of reach, a phantom mirage on the horizon. The benevolent, intelligent universe does not delay divine union arbitrarily, capriciously, or out of some cosmic oversight. Instead, it meticulously prepares the ground. It perfectly aligns the stars. It orchestrates events across countless dimensions of time and circumstance to bring two souls into contact at the precise, exquisite moment when both are truly, deeply ready. Not just willing, not just intellectually longing, but genuinely, energetically, vibrationally ready at every level of their being. And this profound state of readiness cannot be rushed, forced, or hurried like a fragile bloom. It can, however, be supported through conscious inner work. It can be diligently cultivated through self-awareness and healing, but it absolutely cannot be forced into arriving before its divinely ordained moment, before the soil is rich and the conditions are perfect for sustained growth. When this crucial key turns within you, you finally release the desperate grip on the timeline. This is not a passive surrender, not a giving up in defeat, but an active, profound act of deep, unwavering trust in a higher intelligence. You begin to intuitively understand that your waiting has not been wasted time. It has been a sacred crucible, a period of profound incubation. Every moment of solitude has been meticulously teaching you about yourself, revealing your inner landscape. Every quiet evening spent in introspection has been deepening your capacity for self-presence, for unconditional love, for inner stillness. Every ache of longing has been painstakingly clarifying precisely what your soul is truly calling in, refining your desires down to their purest essence. The divine counterpart who eventually arrives will meet someone fully formed, completely radiant in their authentic essence, not someone still frantically assembling themselves under immense pressure, or desperately trying to fill their own internal gaps. The fifth key, the magnetic embodiment, become the frequency of what you are calling. In divine love, in its purest energetic form, does not merely respond to desperate longing, to wistful wishes sent out into the ether. It responds with absolute precision to resonance. The profound, soul-deep love you are seeking is not some elusive entity somewhere outside of you. waiting passively to be found or stumbled upon. It is fundamentally a vibrational frequency, a state of being, and your entire energetic field either consistently broadcasts that frequency or it does not. This, my dear soul, is often the key that most souls spend the longest unlocking, because it requires a fundamental, profound shift from the external act of seeking to the internal reality of being. When you consistently operate from a state of lack, a belief that you are missing something, that you are incomplete, you, consciously or unconsciously, send out a powerful energetic signal of lack. When you are steeped in a state of fear that love will never come, fear that you will make the wrong choice, fear that you are inherently not enough, not worthy, you send out a distorted, repelling signal of fear, and the universe, which operates on immutable energetic principles and does not judge, simply responds with precise accuracy to what it receives from your energetic broadcast. Not with cruelty, not with punishment, but with an unwavering, impartial reflection of your dominant vibration. Magnetic embodiment means consciously choosing, each and every day, in every thought and action, to actively live inside the frequency of the love you are calling in. This does not mean performing superficial happiness, or pretending the deep longing is not real, or bypassing your authentic emotions. It means allowing yourself, in small, quiet, intimate moments, to genuinely feel what it feels like to be deeply, unconditionally loved, in gentle acts of self-tenderness, in the compassionate way you speak to yourself, in the sacred privacy of your own mind, in the boundaries you set, in the joy you cultivate. It means embodying the state of someone who not only expects love, but recognizes themselves as inherently worthy of receiving it, not because they have meticulously earned it, but because it is their divine birthright. When this transformative key turns, your energetic broadcast changes fundamentally, profoundly. You stop chasing love from a place of desperation, and instead, you start drawing it toward you like an irresistible magnet. You stop performing a role or putting on a facade, and instead, you start naturally emanating your authentic, radiant truth. And the souls in your life, including the one you have been patiently waiting for, the one journeying towards you, begin to respond to a fundamentally different version of you. Not a changed, fabricated version. A revealed one, stripped of illusion, shining with its inherent divine light. The sixth key, the separation wisdom. Distance is not abandonment, it is architecture. If you currently find yourself in a challenging season of separation, whether it's from a specific person, from a profound connection that once felt so close, or from a feeling of deep intimacy and belonging that you once had and now cannot seem to return to, then this key, above all others, is specifically and profoundly for you. Because the deep, guiding intelligence of divine love sometimes works its most powerful magic through periods of profound distance. This is not to punish you, not to withhold blessings, nor to inflict suffering. It is, instead, to build. It is an act of sacred architecture, laying foundations for something infinitely more stable and magnificent. Twin flame separation, in particular, is one of the most intensely misunderstood and agonizing spiritual experiences a soul can ever move through. In the depth of its pain, it feels undeniably like failure, like a cruel cosmic joke. It feels as though the universe itself has contradicted its own promise, given you a tantalizing glimpse of something sacred, profound, and undeniable, only to then cruelly snatch it away. But what is actually occurring in that heart-wrenching gap, in that period of apparent disconnect, is a masterful act of spiritual architecture. Both souls, despite the physical or energetic distance, are being individually prepared, honed, and refined for the immense responsibility and profound joy that the eventual higher union will undeniably require of them. The deepest, most challenging inner work that simply cannot happen in the comfortable, often distracting closeness of a connection, happens in the quiet, reflective solitude of separation. The deeply ingrained patterns, the old wounds, the subconscious triggers that would inevitably repeat and play out in proximity are being meticulously addressed, illuminated, and healed in the sacred crucible of solitude. When this illuminating key turns, you fundamentally stop reading distance as rejection, as a sign of abandonment or unworthiness. You begin, instead, to intuitively understand that the version of you who eventually enters reunion must, by divine design, be profoundly different, more integrated, more whole than the version who first experienced the initial separation. Growth, deep and transformative, is the ultimate purpose of this challenging period. Alignment, complete and unwavering, is the sacred destination, and sometimes, in its boundless wisdom and profound compassion, the most loving and protective thing the universe can do is to hold two souls apart in their individual journeys of becoming until both are truly ready to meet each other from a place of complete sovereignty and wholeness, without unconsciously destroying or sabotaging the magnificent union they are destined to build together. The seventh key. The reunion readiness. The final door opens from within. This is the culminating key, the master key that contains and synthesizes all the others, the radiant apex of your journey. Because divine union, the sacred merging of two whole souls, does not arrive when the conditions outside are perfectly manicured, when every external circumstance aligns flawlessly. It arrives, with immutable precision, when the conditions inside are complete, when your internal landscape has been fully prepared and harmonized. It arrives when the worthiness wound, that ancient scar, has been tenderly tended and irrevocably healed. When the karmic weight of past contracts and unresolved patterns has been consciously, lovingly released. When the mirror of your self-perception is clear and unclouded, reflecting your true essence. When the divine timing is no longer resisted, but deeply trusted, even in the absence of external proof. When your energetic frequency is consciously aligned with the love you seek, broadcasting purity. And crucially, when the profound wisdom gleaned from every step of your journey has been truly, fully, authentically integrated into your being. Your divine counterpart cannot, by energetic law, enter a space within you that has not been genuinely and intentionally prepared for them. Not because divine love is complicated or capricious, but because divine love is inherently responsive. It is a natural force, like water seeking its lowest point, that moves irresistibly toward openness, toward genuine availability. It fills the sacred space that has been truly, deeply made available within your soul. And that space, the real, lasting, soul-deep space for such a profound connection, is not created by merely emptying your calendar, or meticulously crafting a new approach to dating, or acquiring superficial relationship skills. It is created by doing the profound, often challenging interior work that most people are instinctively afraid to begin, precisely because it asks them to consciously feel everything they have been diligently trying to outrun, to bypass, to suppress for years, sometimes for lifetimes. It asks you to walk through the crucible of your own emotional landscape. When this final, illuminating key turns within your being, you will know it not initially by the dramatic, instantaneous arrival of another person, or a sudden external event. You will know it, first and foremost, by a profound, unshakable quality of peace that settles into you in an entirely new way, permeating every cell of your being. It is a stillness that is not resignation, not a giving up, but a deep, confident calm. A patience that is not passive, but an active, aware waiting, devoid of anxiety. A readiness that is not urgency, not a desperate scramble, but a quiet, confident anticipation. You will feel, somewhere beneath the clamor of thought and above the ebb and flow of fleeting emotion, a profound sense that you are finally home, utterly and completely home within yourself, and that from this sacred, sovereign place, you are at last genuinely, effortlessly available for a love that magnificently matches and mirrors the extraordinary depth of who you have become. And now, my dear soul, here is the absolute truth. This entire transmission, this profound energetic download, has been meticulously building toward. You are not lost. You have never, for a single moment, been truly lost. You are a magnificent, evolving soul in the middle of the most profound, most sacred preparation your heart has ever undergone. A divine initiation into a higher octave of love. And the reason it has felt so incredibly heavy, so isolating in its silent depths, so long in its unfolding, so uncertain in its every turn, is precisely because what you are being prepared for is not ordinary. It is not common. It is not mundane. You did not come here to settle for a love that is merely comfortable and safe, a pale imitation, slightly less than what your soul vividly remembers from higher realms. You came here, consciously or unconsciously, for the real thing, the full thing, the expansive, transformational, revolutionary kind of love that does not, for a single moment, ask you to be smaller, quieter, or easier to manage. No. The divine love you are destined for is the kind that asks you to be entirely, unapologetically, sacredly, magnificently yourself in all your glorious multi-dimensional complexity. Every relationship that did not last, every connection that eventually crumbled, was not a failure in the cosmic ledger. It was, instead, a profound, often challenging teacher. Each heartbreak, each disappointment, each perceived misstep was a lesson plan meticulously crafted by your higher self, revealing more about your resilience, your boundaries, and your unwavering inner light. Every night you spent awake in the quiet ache of longing was not wasted time, not a moment lost to sorrow. It was, rather, a powerful process of refinement, a spiritual crucible burning away impurities, sharpening your desires, and clarifying your deepest truths. Every emotional wall you painstakingly built around your tender heart, and then slowly, painfully, courageously learned to dismantle, brick by invisible brick. That was not weakness. That was courage. Profound, quiet, invisible courage that no one else in the external world may have witnessed or celebrated, but that your eternal soul has recorded completely, meticulously, as a testament to your immense strength and unwavering commitment to love. The Arcturian heart transmissions speak of this very moment in a soul's arduous yet magnificent journey as the recalibration point, the sacred, pivotal place where the accumulated weight of all the searching, all the striving, all the seeking, finally, mercifully, gives way to something infinitely greater and more profound underneath it. Something that was always there, waiting patiently to be rediscovered. It is the unshakable knowing that you are not, and have never been, separate from love. You are not merely a recipient of love. You are, in your very essence, made of it. You are a living, breathing, radiant vessel for it. And your divine counterpart, wherever they are in this precise moment, across dimensions and timelines, is being moved through their own parallel preparation, their own series of keys, their own profound unlocking. The perceived distance between you is not permanent. It is not a barrier. It is, in its highest truth, exquisitely purposeful, a necessary spaciousness for independent growth before a harmonious merging. Tonight, when the room is quiet, when the world stops demanding things of you, when the ceaseless external clamor finally recedes, place your hand gently on your heart, softly, without agenda, simply as an act of loving connection, and allow yourself to articulate this, not as a desperate wish, but as a potent truth you are beginning to reclaim, a declaration of your sovereign being. I am worthy of divine love. I am aligned with my sacred union. I trust the timing of my heart's journey, even when my earthly eyes cannot yet fully perceive the destination. I am not passively waiting for love to find me. I am actively, consciously, powerfully becoming the frequency that makes love inevitable. That, my dear one, is not merely a prayer spoken into the void. That is a clear, resonant signal. And signals, when sent from a heart that is clear, open, and aligned with its truth, are always, without exception, received by the cosmos. Before you scroll away, take one honest moment. Drop something real in the comments below. Not what sounds spiritual, not what sounds wise, but what is actually true for you right now. Where you are in this journey, what you are releasing, what you are beginning to believe again. And then read what someone else has written and respond with the kind of gentleness you would want to receive. Because what is forming in this space is not an audience. It is a community of souls in the middle of the same sacred becoming. And love, real love, multiplies when hearts witness each other. If something in this transmission reached a part of you that has been waiting to be reached, do not let it stay here. Someone in your life is carrying the same ache in silence, believing no one would understand. Share this with them. Let this be the thing that reminds them they are not alone, and they are not too far gone, and they are not forgotten by love. Subscribe if you felt a pull to stay, not because there is content here, but because this is a transmission, and it continues. And you are not finished with your becoming. Neither are we. You are not just watching. You are healing. This is your sacred space, and we are only beginning. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it. Respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.